Hello guys, so today this is a video that I highly recommended that you watched before you watch my how to script your 2021 video, and you're about to find out why. Before you do any sort of manifesting, like I told you guys like you'll hear in that video, manifesting, scripting, journaling, whatever you're doing, whatever you practice, whatever your method of manifesting is, the core of it is your mindset. It is your mentality. It is your mental diet, right? All of those things come first before you manifest anything, because if you don't believe, if you don't think that it's possible for you, you're lying, right? You're lying to yourself. And the universe, Allah, God, whatever you believe in, whatever your higher source is, if you have one, also knows that you're lying. And so before you can manifest what you want, you have to be open and allowing of that manifestation, right? This is a personal belief for me, and this is the sort of, I guess, revelation you could say that I've had personally with my manifesting journey. It's the fact that, I believe that if I'm asking for something and I don't truly believe that I can have it yet, I'm not going to receive it, not because I don't deserve it, not because it's not already there, not because it doesn't already exist for me, but because I have to be on track. I have to be on the same level. I got to be with the manifestation, right? So for example, let's say that I feel like relationships are always easy because they're easy to use as an example, but please do apply this to anything else. So for example, let's say that I have a dream person in my head, right? I have my ideal, like, oh, this would be the dream person for me, right? However, in my heart, I believe that that kind of person is too good for me. My higher source is not going to go and then give me that person, because my current mentality is going to ruin that manifestation. So let's say I'm believing, I don't know, I think that person's too good for me, right? And then my higher source brings me, right? God brings me, again, personal for me, I say God, brings me that person. And because I don't feel like I deserve them, I'm not going to treat them. I'm not going to be grateful. I'm not going to have the gratitude for that manifestation, for that blessing, because deep down, I feel like I don't deserve it. I'm like, why is this here? It's not even for me. And what am I going to subconsciously do? Push it away. And that is what we do a lot of the times without realizing it. We say, oh, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this, not believing it in here. And then when it happens, or if it does ever happen or manifest, then we're like, oh, I don't think I was ready, right? That happens sometimes. So, and again, I know I said I believe sometimes I don't receive things right away because of that, but also sometimes you do receive things that you're not quite ready for as like a sort of a way to wake you up and to sort of push you. But again, it's different for everybody. I've experienced both. I'm not saying that only one kind of way of that happening is going to happen. I'm just saying, like, just to give you some perspective and just another way to think about things. But yeah, so we got to work on the mindset first. And when I first did my very first vision board ever, sorry guys, I have my laptop in my lap here. I actually wrote down what I thought I could have, right? Keywords. I wrote down what I thought I could have. I was not writing down my heart's desire. And your heart's desire is, honestly, in my opinion, self-explanatory. But your heart's desire is something that you want, something that you crave, and it's just natural. It's just natural to you. It's just something that you feel in here on your heart. It's something that was given to you, whether it be from your higher source or something like that. Your heart's desire is your true, deep down, utmost craving that nothing else can satisfy, right? And, when I did my first board, I was writing down things that I thought, oh, it would be nice if this was this, or it would be nice if I could have that, or it would be nice if this was the reality of that. I was not writing down what I wanted. And that's what so many of us do. We don't write down what we want. We don't tell people what we want. We don't say what we want. We say what we think we can. We say what we think is acceptable. We say what we think people want to hear. But we are not ever allowing ourselves that selflessness in the sense of what we want. And it's not selfish. I do think that there's a very thin line between being selfish and then being self-aware and just knowing what you want. They're two totally different things, but there is a line between the two, right? And there's nothing wrong with you saying, I want this for my life, period. There's no reason why you can't have what you want. Who's to tell you you can't have what you want? I always like to say that people, right? People, lifestyles, right? Life choices, decisions that you make, they're not one size fits all. Everybody's story is different. Even if it's the same story, there's at least one element within it that is not the same. There's one element that's just a pinch off that's not the same. So you cannot look at somebody else's life. You can't compare. You can't say, oh, I don't know, because your life is your life. Your path is your path, right? And this is why sometimes I do get kind of weary when it comes to people sharing manifestation stories or successes. And I was somewhat reluctant to even put my video up because I didn't want people to look at it and take it as, oh, I'm going to do everything she did and it's going to work for me. Okay, stop. Hit the brakes, boo. Hit the brakes, baby. Okay? Because what I was sharing with you guys, that was what worked for me. And you share successes to encourage people, right? I'm not sharing a success with you for you to go and repeat my success. What I'm showing you is that success is possible for everyone. And when you follow the path that you were destined and made to follow even before you were even born, your successes happen easier. When you try to bend outside of your path, when you start going in a different way, what happens? You get lost because you don't know where you're going anymore. But when you're following what's there for you, what's set up for you, it's like water off a duck's back, right? It just glides right off. So, there you go, notification. So, that is what I want you all to spend your time thinking about prior to doing the how to manifest your 2021. Because honestly, for me, the biggest breakthroughs that I have had have all been internal. It's been my mindset. It's been my understanding, my empathy. It's been amazing. My biggest transformation has been my mindset, and it's the mindset shift that makes everything else fall into place. If you are not fulfilled, if you're not whole, if you're not overflowing with abundance and goodness and happiness, if you're not overflowing, you cannot, and I repeat, you cannot pour into every and anybody else. I personally, for me, I get filled up by my higher source, right? I get filled up from God. I spend time with him. I meditate. I read the word. I do those things to fill me up so that I have the energy, I have the wisdom, I have the strength, I have the power to pour into other things. If you don't believe in that, if your beliefs are something different, go and spend time with your source. If you don't believe in anything at all and you sort of do your own thing, go spend time with yourself. Go think about what you want. Go fill yourself up with the things that you need personally that make you feel the most close to your heart's desires, because those are the things that you need to put your focus on. Those are the things that are meant for you, right? And just a disclaimer, I'm sharing what I believe but works for me personally. I'm not trying to share my beliefs to make you feel like that's the only way that you can have anything, right? I'm not trying to share my beliefs to make you uncomfortable or to force my opinion down your throat. On my channel and all of my videos, you will always hear me try to keep it as open-ended as possible, because like I just said, people are not one size fits all. What works for me works for me. It works for me, Bree. It's not going to work for maybe, it's not going to apply to everybody else. So I always like to stress in all of my videos, do what resonates with you. Don't do what you think you should do. Don't do what other people are telling you should do. Don't do what you see everybody else doing. It's like, oh, maybe I should get on in this. No, do what is calling to you, what aligns with you, your beliefs, your morals, your philosophy. Do that. That's all I'm going to say about it. Not gonna get crazy with it. You can change your life if you change your assumptions, right? So to me, I'm going to keep it very simple and very short, because I feel like a lot of people overcomplicate it. When it comes to the law of assumption, what you believe in the state of your life right now is all based off of assumptions. Now, for me, I believe that your assumptions, most of the time, I would say 99.9% of the time, do not come from you. Your assumptions are not your own thoughts, right? Your assumptions are beliefs that you have gathered from the media, from society, from experiences, from friends, from family, from browsing social media. It's subconscious. It's all subconscious, but your assumptions are not your own thoughts. Let's get that through first of all. Okay? Most of them. Okay, this is prior to you changing your assumptions. Your current assumptions are probably 99.9%. That's where all of them come from. And they are creating the state of your life. So for example, right? For me, I'm an actress, and you know, I used to think because of the way that I look, and follow me now, you guys know what I mean when I say the way that I look, okay? You guys know, for those of you that look like me, you know what I'm talking about, right? But I used to think that because of how I look, work was sparse. There weren't a lot of acting jobs for me. Now, because I just spoke that out, I just created that belief. Now, where did that belief come from? The fact that I was in a period of my life where jobs were kind of sparse. And all I did was reaffirm that to myself, reaffirm that out loud, reaffirm it to my higher source that yes, it's hard for me to get work because of the way that I look. Nobody ever said that to me. Nobody ever said that. But because what I wanted to happen wasn't happening the way that I want, because on the outside, from the outside, it looked like, oh, jobs are sparse right now. My brain sort of made that mean that that was happening because of me. Did indeed make the job sparse, right? Another example, let's say that you decide to wear a color you've never worn before. You decide to wear orange, right? And you go out and someone says, a friend says, orange, really? You think that's your color? Right? They say something like that. Boom. Assumption, subconscious. You thought you looked good until someone told you that you didn't. And so now you're like, well, dang, this person said I don't look good in orange. I guess I don't look good in orange. Boom, an assumption. It came out of nowhere, right? You didn't think that until you got input from an outside source telling you that. And now you're second guessing yourself and thinking, I guess I don't look good in orange. And so you refrain from wearing orange. These are minuscule things, but they are assumptions. They're the way that your assumptions are coming together, right? Let's say you're scrolling through Instagram, TikTok, or whatever, and you see nothing but, you know, super curvy. And again, I'm body positive. All bodies are beautiful. I'm just giving an example because this is something that I've seen consistently, right? It's not my personal belief, but it's something that I've seen, right? So you're scrolling through TikTok and Instagram, you see like super curvaceous, super, you know, thick, right? Thique, thick, right? See lots of thick people, and you don't look like them, right? And so your brain, and on top of that, you see them getting a lot of praise. People saying, oh, I wish I looked like you, or wow, your body's so great, or, you know, since nobody else is going to say it, insert hourglass emoji, right? Stuff like that. You see stuff like that and you're like, dang, well, my body must not be good enough or must not be pretty enough because look at all these compliments that this person is getting on their body, right? Look at everybody has a body like this and I don't. So there must be something wrong with me, right? Assumption. Nobody told you that. Nobody told you your body wasn't just as beautiful. Nobody told you that anything was wrong with your body at all, right? But because of what you saw, because of what you absorbed, that made you come to the assumption or the conclusion that there's something wrong with your body and your body is not just as equally as beautiful as theirs. It's the same thing. Assumptions are powerful. So the reality of it all is that you can change your assumptions by changing the way that you absorb, perceive, receive, and look at things. I think what people do is they're always paying attention to their feelings. And this is why I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with the law of attraction. What I'm saying is the law of attraction pays a lot of attention to how you feel about stuff, how you feel about things. And an assumption is just poof, it's just there. It's a belief. It's one and done. And I feel like, pun intended, I feel like your assumptions are way more powerful than how you feel at the moment. You know what I mean? You could have an amazing life, but you feel like you're having a bad day. And that bad day, you know, tomorrow is not going to matter because as far as you're concerned, you have an assumption that you have a great life. That one bad day in your eyes eventually is going to end up looking like a good day because of the way that you perceive your overall life. And that is how the law of assumption works. It's changing the way that you perceive things. Not necessarily changing the way you feel, but changing how you perceive it. And I know this is something that Neville Goddard lovers are into. He teaches the law of assumption strongly. And, you know, I'm not, you know, I don't believe in everything he says, but I like his concept of the law of assumption. And I strongly do believe that that is, honestly, it's the core, right? It's how we manifest subconsciously. And that's what we want, right? We want to tap into that subconscious manifesting that we're doing without realizing it. I'm going to mention two things. One, is that this is what I mean when I say changing how you feel about something is not changing the state of it. You can feel like you're having a bad day, but is that changing the state of your day? Not necessarily, right? So he had someone that wanted to win the lottery, right? Someone wanted to win the lottery. And also we're like, yeah, I won the lottery. The money's mine. Yeah. And people say, be positive about it. If you're positive, not positive about it, it's not going to happen, right? But there is another way. When it comes to the law of assumption, it's just about changing. It's about keeping the state, getting the state that you want, not necessarily the feeling. So yeah, you could be positive about it. You could say, ugh, gosh, I can't believe I won the lottery. Now all my family's going to want to ask me for money. See? Did that change the state? No, what changed was the feeling. What changed was the feeling about the state, but the state remained the same. The state was, I won the lottery. It was, yeah, I won the lottery. Or it was, oh, I won the lottery. My family, though, they're going to be all in the business, right? And it's about making it realistic for you. Hey, no offense. Not everybody's like, yeah, positive, won the lottery. Not everybody's like that. Some people, honestly, that would be one of my concerns. Not going to lie to you guys. Going to keep it real. Going to be honest. Okay? That'd be one of my concerns. Oh, I won the lottery. Everybody's going to be asking me for money now. Jeez. You know, something else that I also want to talk about when it comes to the law of assumption is stick to your state. Do not settle less than the state that you're asking for. So I've had times where I wanted to manifest something I was believing, right? I was within the state of having whatever that thing was, regardless of how I felt about it. However, I kept getting, I guess, shortchanged or shorthanded. And, you know, we have times where we want a certain belief or a certain desire, but we end up getting stuck in the middle of the manifestation. So, for example, I was manifesting an ideal person at the time, someone that I wanted to have in my life. And I manifested a person that was almost there. They were almost. It was just a little bit of, right? It was just a little bit almost. Not quite what I wanted, but almost there. It was like, good enough, right? And I had a moment where I could have said yes. I could have accepted that manifestation. I could have accepted that person into my life and just, you know, despite the differences that we were having. Or I could have said, you know what? This is not for me. I want what I said I want. No exceptions, right? And this is why you have to remain detached and you have to lose that sense of lack when it comes to what you're trying to manifest. Because anybody else, I know the older me would have been like, oh, I'll just take what I can get. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Because if taking what you could get worked, you would not be trying, you wouldn't be sitting here trying to manifest what you actually want, right? Think about it. So that is something else. Always, always, always stick to the original state of what you said you wanted. Do not settle for less, right? I personally believe through my higher source, not only will I receive what I want, but it's going to be bigger and better than what I was even asking for. It's going to be exceedingly abundantly above all I could ever ask or think. That's what I believe for me. That's how I perceive my manifestations. So for me, honestly, if a manifestation is not better than what I asked for, it's going to pass me by. Again, and I'm not just speaking just about people. I've had acting gigs that I've turned down because I'm just like, this is not it. This is not in alignment with me. This is just, it's not the one. It's not what I'm wanting for. And then boom, I say no to that one and 2 gigs, double over better than that last manifestation that I turned down shows up within a week. So it's crazy, right? So you have to be patient. You have to allow yourself to get comfortable being uncomfortable. You have to get comfortable with saying and just sticking to your state regardless of everything. You have to block out the 3D because the 3D is exactly that. It is what you can see. It is what is tangible, right? And we all know how powerful the intangible is versus the tangible, right? If you believe that you have clear skin, okay, you can have clear skin. If a pimple pops up, it's like, anyways, I got clear skin. Child, anyways, like that's how you perceive it. That's how you look at it, right? It's like you're gonna act like you don't see it because it's not there. It doesn't have to be there, and you can change it. And it's the same thing. Like if you want to be living in, you know, a huge gigantic mansion and you live in an apartment right now, block that out. I live in a mansion. I don't know what you're saying, right? And of course, it's like it sounds crazy and it looks a little bit crazy, but your subconscious mind cannot differentiate between what's real and not real. Your subconscious mind just knows what's real because you tell it it's real, right? You're acting like it's real. Your subconscious mind does not have a verbal language. Your subconscious mind is accepting things through pictures, through imagery, right? And this is why when you close your eyes and you visualize, your subconscious mind is truly seeing your manifestation, it's real. It's feeling it. It's seeing it. Right? This is why your imagination is so powerful. This is why, I mean, for some people, I'm sure they do just say affirmations, but saying affirmations and visualizing, projecting out that image of what you see as you're saying the affirmations, that's the magic. That's the key, right? This is why, you know, sometimes you can have dreams, and even though you are sound asleep, right, your conscious mind is 100% shut off. Well, not shut off, but yeah, essentially shut off. And you are in your subconscious mind during your slumber. And, you know, some people, sometimes they laugh in their sleep. You know, my mom, she told me that she has cried in her sleep before. Your subconscious mind doesn't know that that dream is not real. It doesn't know that that's not a reality, right? How many times have you've been falling asleep, or, you know, you've been having a dream about falling, and you wake up and you jump like that, like you're falling. Your subconscious mind doesn't know. It doesn't know. So you have to tap into that, right? And this is why, again, this is the video prior to that video, because I want you guys to get your mindsets right first. Get your assumptions, dig them out, go shovel them joints out, okay? Because it's time to put in good assumptions. It's time to change it and make it for you. Stop absorbing everything outside of you. Throw that out, because that's not for you. That's everyone trying to tell you and push you into what they think, what they think, what fits for them, right? It doesn't fit for you. You get to decide what fits for you. You get to follow what fits for you. So I hope this video was helpful, but I really just wanted to stress this prior to that. And again, just to reiterate, these are all, you know, the law of assumption is just, it just is, right? And, you know, all these methods, scripting, doing like the little, what do people call them? Emoji prompts or something. I've seen that. I think that's something that's on the rise. The 369 method, all of those 5 by 55. They're all methods, guys. But what makes those methods work is you and your effort. They're just tools, right? It's like you holding or using a hammer. The hammer is the tool. It's just going to be sitting there, right? It's not going to get up and just work on its own. It's you putting in, just you exhausting out the power. It's you exhausting out the energy and you using the tool, and it gets the job done faster. It gets the job done quicker, right? It's you exhausting that faith and the belief and the assumptions, right? That's what makes it happen. That's what makes it work. So I don't want you guys to get so wrapped up in doing the method, like, oh, this method is going to work, like, or does this method work? Does it work? I mean, do you believe it's gonna work? Do you think it's gonna work? Yes? No? Yes? No? Yes? Okay, well then yeah, it's gonna work. But it's not necessary. I've had the law of assumption, you know, flowing and happening in my life, and I didn't lift a finger. I didn't go script. You know, I didn't go saying affirmations 60 times before I went to bed and then put it under my pillow and go to sleep. Like, I didn't do all of that, right? And you don't have to either. It's just, this is just helpful, right? And some people like, you know, I personally enjoy sitting down and just, you know, getting the fun craft stuff and really just piecing my life together and doing that. And for me, it's resting, right? This is me just saying, you know what? I'm just going to accept it. This is what my life looks like. Bam, done. Right? It's not like something I feel like I have to do. It's something that I'm choosing to do. And I think when you get comfortable enough with your manifestations to say that, when you get detached enough to say, I don't have to, you know, it's not necessary, right? So, yeah. But I hope this video was helpful. I really want you guys to sort of like enjoy this video, let this video sink in before you go hoppity-dopping over to that other video, because this is very, very important. There's a reason why this is the pre-video before that actual video. And if you're ready, let's go over to that other one. But I wish you all a happy new year. I wish you all the best, you know, stay safe. All the best for your families, your loved ones, and any and everybody in between. And I will see you all in the next video.